Okay, a palindrome number is one which reads the same backwards and forwards. So 6226 is an example of a 4-digit palindrome number. The question is, what 4-digit palindrome number has exactly one factor that is prime? Wow, okay, so it has to be palindrome and it has to have one factor that is prime. Well, alright, let's think about what numbers have exactly one prime factor, okay? So, so primes obviously have one prime factor. So a prime number is going to have one prime factor. It's going to be 1 times the number itself, right? 1 times that prime number, maybe I call it p. Okay, so it's only going to have one prime factor because 1 is not prime. 1 is defined not to be prime, okay? So prime numbers have one prime factor. So what other numbers have only one prime factor? Well, powers of primes. So we'd have prime, a prime number to some power. Oops, power. Okay. So a prime to a power. For example, if I had 3 squared, okay, it has factors of 1 and 3 squared, alright? So it has factors of 1 and 3, and we just happen to have 2 3's, okay? So, so the only prime factor is 3, alright? So, and it could be any power, okay? Because if you had like 3 cubed, okay, it's again, it only has factors of 1 and 3. Now there happens to be 3 factors of 3, but there's just one, but it's just one factor. There's just one number, okay? So all the 3's are the same. So, okay, so that might help you. You could go through and look at, you know, powers of prime numbers and see if you can come up with a palindrome number. But another thing to notice too is if you have a palindrome number, let's make the digits A and B, okay? So it's going to look like A, B, B, A, okay? So, so that it reaches the same factors and the same backwards and forwards, okay? So, so you might be familiar with the divisibility rule for 11. The divisibility rule for 11 says that you take the alternate digits, okay? You say you take every other digit and you add them up. So you take a plus b, so a plus the second b, and you subtract from that the b plus a, okay, the other alternate digits. So subtract those two sums, and if that is equal to 0 or a multiple of 11, then the number is divisible by 11. Okay, so I won't get into the reasons why right now, why that works, but that's a handy thing to know. So if you add the alternate digits and then subtract the sums, the two sums, then if you get 0 or 11, it's a multiple of 11. So you can see that any 4-digit palindrome number is going to be divisible by 11, and 11 is a prime number. Okay, so all 4-digit palindrome, oops, I gotta spell it right here, sorry, not palindrome, palindrome, oops, P-A-L, palindrome numbers are divisible by 11. Alright, so well, we know that 11 isn't 4 digits, so it's so 11 isn't our palindrome number. It's a palindrome, but it's not a 4-digit palindrome. Okay, so what we want is a 4-digit palindrome, and it obviously has one factor of 11, okay? So it's got to fall into this category of a prime to some power. So 11 squared is 121. That's also a palindrome number, but it's not 4 digits. And 11 cubed is 1331. So that is a 4-digit palindrome number, and so that is the number that satisfies this problem. Alright, so this is our 4-digit palindrome number with exactly one factor that is a prime. So it's 1 times 11 cubed. Alright, so 11 is the only prime factor of 1331. So 1331 is the answer.